let's say you're in charge of opening a meeting, and maybe even if the core conversation will happen in English, it is really respectful to say a few words in Spanish. And I will help you. Okay, how could you start in a friendly way? Now, it is very common nowadays in 21st century corporate Spanish to always make a very light start in a friendly way. So ensure you smile, okay? Like we do in any countries nowadays. It's great to show respect, but also, to reduce the pressure and to make everyone feel comfortable and welcome. So the first thing we would say is hola, okay? Hola, always, okay? Very classic Spanish. And then we would say whether it's the morning or the afternoon, unless the meeting is taking in the night, we would say if it's in the morning, hola, buenos días, okay? Hola, buenos días. And if it's in the afternoon, we would say hola, buenas tardes, okay? So hola, buenas tardes, hola, buenos días, okay? Always smiling, okay? And take it easy. It doesn't have to happen very fast, okay? So it's a matter of causing a really nice, creating a really nice atmosphere, and for everyone to see you as someone who is coming in the spirit of really being very constructive and collaborative, okay? You normally say in Spanish, we kind of like to make things long, but we normally like to thank everyone who has come to the session, to the meeting, ahead of the meeting. So we normally say, gracias por asistir a esta reunión. So thanks in advance, for coming to this meeting. In English and other languages, that will really depend on the culture of the company, right? But I know that in Spanish, sometimes we like to say thanks in advance, okay, before something happens. And sometimes in other cultures, maybe the moment to say thank you is once it has happened. But in Spanish, we like to say that in advance. So we will say, for example, let's do it all together. Hola, buenos días. Muchísimas gracias por adelantado por asistir a esta reunión. Okay, o muchas gracias por asistir a esta reunión. Okay, so we always start establishing a very positive tone. We try to show ourselves as respectful. This is up to you, but slightly humble, so that we can create a more of a horizontal sort of dynamic in the conversations that are about to happen. Now, if we are kind of ready, a very common way of kickstarting the meeting once we have said hello, we normally say something like, si les parece bien, comenzamos. Okay, if you think it's acceptable, or if we are ready, let's go for it. Okay, so si les parece bien, comenzamos. Okay, so let's recap, okay, and do the whole thing together. Okay, so we will say hola, buenos días, muchas gracias por asistir a esta reunión, y si les parece bien, comenzamos. Okay, so this is a really powerful, really respectful way of setting up a very positive tone, okay? And as I normally say, even if the core part of the conversation will take place in English, or the Spanish is not really up to, advanced standards, we're already showing a positive intention. We're showing we want to be constructive, to build together, and that we're visiting a client who is Spanish speaking, and that we really respect them.